And welcome into the postgame show on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Alongside Tyler Sorensen, I'm Peter Ferrari. Coach Megan Jones has now joined us. Coach, that was a pretty decisive win. You and I spoke pregame. You wanted to try to establish and really dictate how things went defensively. How do you feel it went?
Yeah, we were talking about discipline a lot on the defensive end. We only pressed there for the first quarter because we really need to focus on our half-court defense and staying disciplined in the half-court. I think in the first half we struggled, and then in the second half we made some good adjustments. We were more detailed in being in the gap and closing out every single time, and then also sending more people to the glass. We were out-rebounded in the first half, so to then end up out-rebounding them by 17 on the game, I was pretty proud of that adjustment at halftime too.
Yeah, and of course, you said you starting off the game super strong. Can you talk about, like, last time we were here against you, Chicago, nothing seemed to fall for you guys. This time today, everything seemed to fall for you guys. What's sort of the difference there?
Yeah, I was glad to see some three-point shots go in, but we also said we got to be able to stop them at the other end. Because our threes were going in, we can't always bank on that. Obviously, we want them to go in, and we talk about getting extra shots up all the time so that we can be more consistent at the three-point line. So I was happy to see a lot more shots go in there for sure. And it was nice to start out that way. Start out aggressive. It was just a matter of the ability to keep that consistency through the whole game, because I thought in the second quarter we kind of let up a little bit in that way. We weren't as aggressive, and so we were pushing that aggressiveness in the second half of still transitioning, still trying to get early baskets, easy baskets too, not just threes.
Yeah, I know we saw it up here. You yelling at me like, "Hey, play aggressive. We gotta go quicker." But again,
She was just talking aggressively. I wasn't yelling.
Yeah. But so talking about your starting lineup, so far we've seen the same starting lineup going for each game. What's sort of the intention of, like, hey, we got to make sure, like, hey, these guys get all the minutes they can because of the upcoming conference games coming up?
Yeah, we wanted our starting five to get those minutes early on, because that's who we're relying on a lot of the time. Kind of rotations like 10 right now, pretty consistently, I would say. And so we kind of mixed in our bench a little bit, and I thought that went really well with playing some of our depth a little bit, giving them a little bit more experience, staying disciplined with those starters too when they're out there together. I think they help to do that. But we got to get ready for next week. That's what we were talking about in the huddle at the end, is we have to play our game all the time. We can't play lax early on, because any conference game is going to be a battle. And so we got to play all four quarters, not just 2 or 3.
Yeah, talk to me through then as we transition to conference play this week. What is it specifically between now and this next contest that you're going to really try to focus on here at Tarbell?
Yeah, I think I keep saying discipline, like the details of being in the gaps all the time. Wheaton is a very strong team. They slow it down a little bit. They're not always looking to push, but they're super aggressive to the rim and find each other really well. And so we have to jump to the ball, get into the gaps early on. We talk about doing the work early so that we're not constantly in recovery mode, trying to help each other out. If we do the work early, we hold our gaps, we keep them out of the paint, then we're able to be more successful in the half court.
Sounds great. Well, Coach, congrats on the win, and we'll see you in just a few days.
Thank you.
All